This book is such a nice condition. I had to be careful with it. I don't know if I'm the first one that read it. Well, I'm not the first one that read the story. But I might be the first one that read this edition. It looks pretty nice. And it's actually from the library here. So maybe somebody ordered it and read it before me, but kept it in good condition. I have to say, this is pretty... I would read this again. But it's not, it's not an action thing. It's a philosophical thing. So, you have to pay more attention and try to figure out the language of the ideologies that are being defined and demonstrated and debated. There's a few characters in there, and it's like, hey, am I like the equivalent of this guy in there? Like, the way I live my life? For example, as a critical thinker that can actually give objective critiques of the proto-society that I live in. And in part it's because I live outside of it, right? I live outside of the norm, which makes me a more objective kind of social scientist, right? Which of course creates more hardships, and these hardships I can define and do vlogs on as somebody who is an independent social scientist who lives outside the norm. And I don't live outside the norm just to do this science, and then I'll go back to the norm and be part of the problem after. No, I do it because... that's what happens when you develop sentience and sapience in these times, and me eventually coming up with the response that my theory on HSD as a grand unification theory related to what happened since thousands of years ago in relation to a variety of domestication syndromes. Anyways, one of the characters like, oh, this guy's questioning things, but he's got a slightly higher status rating in this society. Nope, not like him at all. Then there's this other guy who's more philosophical, who challenges things, but also is quite supernatural in his thinking. Nope, not like that at all. And then there's a guy in charge who's pretty calm. It's like, nope, doesn't care violating the human rights because happiness of everybody supersedes based on his opinions. Even when he meets people who say, hey, that's not what I want to choose, as happiness. Even if I don't reach happiness, I want to be able to choose my own path to it and not having it imposed on me by people with, good intentions, but who really are just happy in their positions of control. So yeah, I didn't identify with anybody in there, which didn't totally surprise me, but I mean, it's interesting to see that from 1932, and then also, not finished. I kind of finished this one before I finished the 1984. And I got the DVD of 1984, but I haven't watched it because my Canadian Tire DVD is still having issues pretty much since the beginning, because things are cheap there. Now, in societies here, things aren't that cheap. Things, technology is used in a particular way that includes some quality, but it's also being used to devolve the human brain. So it's similar as today, except today we don't have quality in our technology, including the people that build it, that know how to repair it. They're very poor in their thinking processes, that I don't think that if they even focused on quality that they would achieve it.